All right, guys, Ask a Felon back with another one for you. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the questions today. And then after I do this video, I'm gonna go ahead and try something different, and I'm gonna start reading the letters I wrote people when I was in prison. I actually pulled one out from August 5th, 2016. I'm gonna do that in my next video, so be sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe. But let's jump right into it. At what exact moment did you realize the court system had more control over your life than you did? That was the moment I got put into the drug court program, which drug court, I don't know how many people really know about drug court and what it is, but it's if you was on drugs when you committed your crimes, the judge would give you it's like a 4-year program where you come and do classes every day. You check in every single morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. You have to be up there and give a piss test every morning. No ifs, ands, buts about it. That's what your day starts off with. You wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you get uptown to the courthouse, and you piss in a cup. You stand in line. If it don't matter if it takes 2 hours for everybody or whatever, you better make your job work around it. Which that was the hardest part about it, was trying to have a job and then be able to get out to where you got AA meetings, you got NA meetings, you got the piss test sometimes 3 times a day. You do one in the morning, and then sometimes they'll just randomly call you to do another one during the day, and then you do one at night before all the programming's done. So drug court, it only had a 7% success rate, or it might have been 3%, if that tells you anything about it. But that's when I realized drug court, the courts had more control over my life than I did, because that's what I was sentenced. That was what my plea agreement was. If I completed drug court, my charges got dismissed. If I messed up, I got maxed out. And I had 2 Class B felonies, 20 years each: burglary and theft. So to me, it seemed like a good deal at the time, but I didn't know nothing about the court system. I didn't know nothing about drug court. Now I think back about it, if I would have known about drug court and how the court system actually worked, I would have never took the plea agreement. I would have just went and got probation or something. It was my first felonies ever, so I would have got probation, and I would have been able to complete probation a lot better than I would have been able to complete drug court. So that's when I realized that every morning waking up at 6 a.m. and you had to be there by 6:30 to piss in a cup, and they just tested you randomly. They had different sticks. It wasn't just one stick that tested for everything. It was just like the luck of the draw. It was almost like they made it that way to give people enough rope to hang themselves. They might test you one day for Suboxone. The next day you might get tested for coke. The next day you might get tested for coke, Suboxone, and meth. So you never knew what you was getting tested for. It was just random stick. Whatever they pulled out, that's what you was getting tested for that day. So if you wanted to gamble, you could gamble. If you wanted to gamble with your freedom. But I never wanted to take a chance, which I eventually ended up doing, but that's for another video. So when I realized that I had to get up every day and be up there by 6:30 to take a piss test every single morning, even when it snowed. I remember walking up there in the snow because I didn't have a car yet. I remember walking, and it was like damn near a blizzard. The roads was closed, the schools was closed, but we still had to get up and be up there to take that piss test. So there was no way around it. There was no getting out of it. If you didn't show up, it counted as automatic dirty, and you was violated. So that's when I realized that the court had more control over my life, because not only did you have to do that, but then you had classes from 9 to 10. So you got to go take a piss test, go back home, or go to work for a couple hours, and then you had to be back at 9 to do a little class, like a group meeting type thing. And then after you got done with that class, about 4 o'clock, you had AA and NA. You had to do so many of them a week, and they checked to make sure that it was verified. Like there wasn't no just writing down you went to this class or none of that. They had snitches in the program that would tell if you was at the program, or if you was at AA, or if you wasn't. So that's when I realized they had more control over my life. They ran literally every hour of my life the whole time I was in drug court. Do you feel like you were being treated as a person or just another case number? Actually, I mean, to be honest with you, my judge was a good dude. My judge was a good ass judge. I mean, a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people was afraid to death of him, said he was a hard judge. But then there was people who said he's the most fairest judge there is. That if you wanted any judge, that's the judge you wanted. He treated me like a person. He gave me chance after chance after chance. Like I forced his hand to send me to prison, and he died a couple years ago. But he was a good dude. He was a really good judge. I will say that. I mean, I got some. I'll get into the stories, but how he did. After I got out of prison, I ended up violating with a dirty screen and he sent me to jail. I called my girlfriend, and she immediately called him, and he was on the bench in the middle of court doing his job, and he called the jail and told them to release me. And they didn't know what to do at the jail. They just come running over there and was like, Judge Newman called. He said, release him. He's mad. I don't. They was like, what, do we book him in first or what? He's like, I don't know. He just said, let him go. Release him. It was a mistake. And the only reason that happened is because I knew my girlfriend, who ended up being my wife, happened to know that judge. And that just goes to show me, I know how the court system can be corrupt. Her just making a phone call to him got me released from jail. I can only imagine what other kind of things can be done. I know things can be done because later on, he called and wanted a favor for him doing that favor. He called and reminded us, hey, I did remember that favor I did for him. I need you to do me a favor now. But I'll get into that on a whole nother video. If you could go back to the beginning if you could go back to the beginning of your case, knowing everything you know now, what would you do differently? I would have never talked to the detectives. That was the very first mistake I made. Well, the first mistake I made was doing the crime, period. But the mistake after that was I talked to the detectives. I didn't know you could tell detectives no. I was so ignorant to the law because I always dealt with misdemeanors. I'd been in court 1,000 times for misdemeanors. I had all kinds of batteries, PIs, disorderly conducts, things like that. But them was all misdemeanors. I never was into felony situations. So this was my first felony, and when the detectives came to the house, I didn't know I could tell them no. I had no clue. Nobody educated me about that shit, and I had to learn the hard way. So when the detectives came knocking on my door, I didn't know I could say no. I don't want to come talk to you. I thought, that's the cops. You got to go. You know what I mean? That was what was in my head. I never in a million years did I know I could tell the detectives no. I don't want to talk to you. Because I always thought cops was the ultimate power. There is no telling them no. It is what it is. A cop comes and gets you, you have to go. So that was the second mistake I made, was talking to the detectives. And I even did the crime alone, so nobody could tell on me. But I ended up telling on myself. I'm one of them people that shit'll eat at me if I don't. I do dumb shit when I'm on drugs, and then when I come off the drugs, I start realizing what I did. And then my conscience just eats at me. And it was a good old man that I did work for. I told him, yeah, I did it. I was fucked up, took some Xanaxes, been drinking on them. I fucking did it. It is what it is. And since I told the truth, that's the crazy thing. The man that I was working for, who I ended up burglarizing his house, I think he was an old detective. I think he was a detective or something at one time. Because I remember when I admitted to it, the judge, or not the judge, but the detectives told me, they're like, you got you a motherfucking angel here. You robbed this man and he don't want nothing to happen to you. You better not spit on the sidewalk. So much as spit on the sidewalk, I'll fucking take your ass to jail. He was like, he told us they called him in front of me and was like, yeah, he admitted it. Like you said, I guess the old man told him he'll admit it. I know him. He'll admit it. And I did. I told him I did it. And the old man said, if he admits it, I don't want to pursue charges, and I don't want nothing to happen to him. I just want him to get his GED and drug treatment. So they called him and told him I admitted. He was like, I knew he would. I could tell he was messed up when I grabbed him, because he grabbed me when I was in his house. He caught me in the bedroom in his jewelry box, and he grabbed me and walked me out. So, I mean, I knew I was already caught. There wasn't, I was like, it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. It was a lesson learned. I learned it the hard way. But that was the mistake I made. So if I could go back to the beginning of my case, knowing everything I know now, I would have never talked to the detectives. But I can't say that because it was eating at me. You know what I mean? It took detectives for like 2 weeks to find me. And even though the night that it happened, they had the roads blocked off. They had the state cops out, city cops, county cops. They even had detectives out. They had the dogs out looking for me. They barely missed catching me. They went to the wrong door. I ran in an apartment building, and they ended up going to the wrong door. So what it is what it is. I did what I did. I admitted to it, and I got the consequences I got. What was going through your mind when you first walked into the courtroom? Terrified? Don't know what to expect? I've been through misdemeanor court a million times. I know what misdemeanor court is. That's like kiddie camp type shit. You got to really mess up if you got a misdemeanor anytime. And so if there's anybody out there who's going to be foolish as I was and let misdemeanors ruin your life, don't do it. because the whole reason I committed to felonies was to try to cover my fees and shit for the misdemeanors. Because I was so terrified of misdemeanor. Oh, I'm going to go to jail for a year. I'm going to go to jail for a year. And if you got misdemeanor charges, most likely you're either going to get dismissed or you're going to end up on probation. That's about the worst thing that's going to happen with some misdemeanor charges. I've very rarely seen anybody ever go to jail for misdemeanor. Yeah, you might get arrested right off the bat. Like say you get caught drunk driving, you're going to go to jail. You get in a fight, you're going to go to jail. But once you bond out or you get released on OR, when you go back to court, very rarely ever have I seen anybody get arrested in court for misdemeanors. And if it was people who violated their probation or didn't pay their fines, and they just put them in there and made the bond was what the amount of the fines was. So if you're one of the people out there and you got misdemeanor situation going on, don't let it scare you so much that you go do anything crazy. Like it's nothing to worry about. Misdemeanors are absolutely it's not going to get you locked up for a long time. So my first thought when I walked in the courtroom, I was terrified because, I'm in big boy court now. I'm in felony court. I don't know what to expect here. So, and then I was hearing about how the judge was hard. And then I heard people say, no, you got the judge you want. That's the judge you want. If he's a good judge, he's fair as hell. And it turned out he was fair. I'll make a whole video about the judge because I got a real good story about how he helped me out. And then I owed him, but also just what led up to it. It's crazy. Like it's a complete crazy ass story of how he was my judge to sentence me, how I ended up marrying a woman who knew the judge, and how everything played out. It's a crazy story. I got to figure out how to make it make sense to you guys, and I'm gonna make a video on that. But the next question is, what was your first court appearance like? Well, my first court appearance was just pretty much me going in there and saying whether I plead guilty or not guilty, and then asking for a public defender, which I ended up getting like 3 different public defenders because they changed up on me. It'd be one public defender, and then I guess the public defender for that court would change. So they'd give me to another one, and I ended up with a woman public defender, and she was the best public defender I ever had in my life. She fought for me like I was a paying client, and it was unbelievable how bad she fucking fought for me. Like she was there, she pulled through for me and went above and beyond. I can 100% say she went above and beyond. Matter of fact, I wrote her a big long letter when I was in prison telling her how much I appreciated that she treated me like a human and not just like a case number, blah, blah, blah. She wrote me back, and we actually ended up to where, she knows me on a first name basis and shit like that. When I see her and she sees me, I mean, she was a good public defender. 100% she was a good public defender. If I would have had money at the time, I would have paid her just because she fought for me harder than any attorney in my life has ever fought for me. And the fucked up part about it is everybody said, oh, she's a piece of shit. She's a piece of shit. She's the worst lawyer you can get. She ain't do shit. She didn't do shit for me. She didn't do shit for me. Well, that wasn't my experience. She was a badass attorney for me. Did you understand the court process? No, I didn't. 100% I didn't understand the court process. If I'd known then what I know now, things would have been so different. I probably would have never ended up going to prison, to be honest with you. If I understood the court process, I probably would have never ended up going to prison because I would have known what I could have did and what to expect. But when you ain't, for one, I spent 9 months in jail before, because I went to jail. I was on the run from it forever before they got me. I went to jail because I got in a fight with somebody at a house, some girl's house. I ended up getting in a fight with some dude. Cops got called. They came in. I knew I had a warrant. I hid in the basement. They come down, taser, blah, blah, blah. And once I was in jail I sat in jail for like 6 months. And then right when it was getting close time for me to get released, they came and read me my warrant for my burglary charges. Because the detectives, even though I admitted to it and shit the time I told you I admitted to it, they let me go home that night. They let me go. And I was like, well, what? You guys gonna come back and arrest me tomorrow? They told me, no, it takes time. The court's got to get, it's got to go through the court system. We got to get a warrant and all that. But since you admitted to it and you worked with us, we're going to let you go home. But you will be getting a warrant issued for you and you will be getting arrested. So it kind of worked out to where, me being honest and talking to him bought me a little more freedom. But as soon as I got caught for something else, like he said, you so much spit on a fucking sidewalk, I'm hemming your ass up. Well, I ended up getting in a fight and got put in jail, and I was in there, and right when it was about time for me to be released, they came and read me a damn warrant for my burglaries. So no, I didn't. So the question was, did I understand the court process? No, I didn't. 100%. I had no clue how that court process. I knew how misdemeanor court worked. I didn't know anything about felony court. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. Today's my birthday. Wish me a happy birthday. And leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Till the next one. See ya.